ولك شو عم تعمل؟
What are my parents' thoughts about dating? That it shouldn't happen. That it's something that white people do.
It's not something that we're allowed to do in Muslim culture.
Muslim girls don't date, we get married.
What's the need? Because everything that you need to find out will happen after marriage anyway.
I wasn't allowed to interact with boys. I wasn't allowed to look at boys, think about boys. It made me wonder if I liked men, and then I realized I do like men.
There's no dating in my household, like in Islam, in the Muslim culture. I mean, we weren't allowed to date at all.
I wasn't allowed to date, never dated. Of course I dated for many, many years, which I guess they'll know now.
I was not allowed to date at all growing up. I once snuck out of the house and went to the mall with a guy named Nick Kim, who is as harmless as he sounds. And my dad found out, and I wasn't allowed to leave the house for years.
I remember one time my mom saw me talking to a boy like I was maybe 14, and she was just like giving him the evil eye from a distance for like a good 20 minutes, and then that was the end of it. And then she was like, who was that guy? And then I was like, just a guy who I go to school with. And then she was like, never talk to him again.
What they, I guess, envision in terms of a path to marriage is a very tasteful like meetup, maybe in the Muslim Students Association, like maybe you're both at Jum'ah listening to like, you know, a khutbah about like, I don't know, like Ramadan and like how to spiritually rejuvenate yourself. And then you like make eye contact and it's like, this is the one.
My parents haven't given me their thoughts about dating because I think they just assume that I know that it's a no-no. But like as I got older, my parents, I think, just got more worried that I would die alone. So they're just like, please tell us that you're seeing someone.
Well, they're super against it, obviously. They're very religious, old school people, but I feel like if I was to date somebody and it became something serious where potentially we were to get married, and I told my parents about it, they would be okay with it.
In terms of dating as we know it, my parents would not, or are not down with that.
My parents are confused by the elaborate dating rules in America today. You know, my mom was just like, oh, why don't you bring him over and you will cook him a nice meal? And I was like, cook him a nice meal? Like, that's, I mean, if this was 1952, I mean, maybe.
It's tough when you come from a conservative family who doesn't expect you to date, but yet expects you to end up married. I feel like that's a difficult situation that a lot of Muslim women find themselves in. But I feel like we all have to figure out our own paths.